Yeah, I mean, just a lot of continuing to build off kind of the way things ended. Continuing to stay in the gym, working on being kind of a primary ball handler and handling it a little bit more maybe, but then also just continuing to get shots up and continue to work on my jump shot because that's kind of a difference maker for me. If I can make shots, I think that really opens things up. So a lot of time working on shooting with coach and yeah, just getting kind of staying in the gym, just having fun with it.
Coach said one of the things that has stood out for him with you with your confidence. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think it's just I don't know. It's just a little bit different. Once you've had a little bit of success, you've kind of been there. You know what it looks like and feels like to compete in those moments. And then you know what it takes every day. And when you have, we got to see guys like Bryce and Juwan who set an example every day to kind of step into that. Obviously, I'm not going to be Bryce and Juwan, not what I'm trying to say. But to see how they worked and how we need to kind of bring that in with a bunch of new guys and show them what it looks like to practice like a Big Ten team, to be physical and to get ourselves to that standard of what it takes because it's a tough league and every night is hard. So, yeah, just kind of being an example for some of the guys. Yeah, I don't envy. I tell him this. I feel like every year, but as a guy who wants to coach, like sitting across his teams, they're just always 12 or 13 guys that think they should be on the court and that want to help us. And I don't envy his job when it comes to that. Because I think, like you said, it's super competitive every day. And there's a lot of guys that can play at a really high level. But I know that he's going to do what he feels is best for our group. And I think the exciting part about this year's team is there's 16 guys that are willing to do whatever he asks them to do for our team to make us the best we can be. So.
You mentioned Jawan. How do you see this group so far coming together, like on the defensive end and some of that intangible stuff? What's your early read on it?
Yeah, I mean we play a team defense, and it takes all 5 guys to be locked in and dialed in. And so I think just trying to get everybody on that same page and the same kind of the same wavelength a little bit. Coach Nate and Coach Fred do an awesome job of that. And yeah, we're just going to keep working on it. Going against our offense every day and going against Coach when he comes off the whiteboard is a good way to get yourself better because he's a wizard with that thing. So yeah, we just got to keep putting pieces together.
What did the last 4 games of last season do for you? I touched on this, but what does that do going forward? How does this summer, I guess, feel different having that under your belt?
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't want it to change my mindset, right? Like, I still want to be someone who's going to work hard, play hard, and do the little things. And that's kind of what maybe I did well in those 4 games, but that's what I want to be every single night. And so I think just proving to myself, maybe more so that I can compete at that level. But yeah, I want to still be the guy that does the little things and works hard and kind of brings the team together rather than trying to stand out. So.
The ring was recently cleared for contact. Just what's it been like having him?
It's awesome. He just makes the floor's bigger, the game's easier for everybody. He just opens so many different things up just with the way that he shoots it and passes it. And honestly, all of our bigs are similar to Rink, right? Like, he's the most experienced. He's been here the longest, so he's maybe the most comfortable. But they all have the same feel. They can all shoot it in the same way. So I think that group of guys is going to be really good for us, and it's going to really help our offense flow.
Wanting to be a coach after you're done playing, how long would you say you thought about it sometimes from the coaching angle? Like, did you always think that way even as a kid, or when do you think that kind of popped in for you?
Honestly, more so when my junior year of high school when I was out, and me and my high school coach were like best friends. So it was like I felt like I was almost a coach rather than a player on that team. And so figuring out ways to kind of adjust and to go into games was kind of when it first started to click for me. And then yeah, like getting to sit across from coach in meetings, like I feel like he feels comfortable if I can bounce an idea off of him or say something to give him, and he doesn't always take my ideas, right? Like he's probably thought of it 4 months before I see something. But I just like to see the game from that aspect. So.
He's said before, he said a few times about how you know like all 5 assignments offensive defense. Where does that come from? How long did that take to get all of that down?
Honestly, I mean, I feel like basketball. I feel like I can see basketball in the eyes of a coach almost, where it kind of clicks a little bit faster. And so now it's on me to help teach that, right? To be another coach on the floor, and to help our guys get spots down. Because once we can get all 5 spots down, that's when we really start to flow and our offense looks pretty. So yeah, I don't know. For me, that was always, I grew up around basketball, and it all kind of clicked pretty early on. But
How new is the primary ball handling stuff and just not really adjustment?
I mean, I was always kind of taking reps at it, on and off. But I feel like this summer it's just kind of been like if I get a rebound and it's go. Like we don't need to outlet it to a guy. We can just get into our offense faster, and it makes I said flow a million times, but it makes us flow better. And when you have guys like Connor and Price and Frager and all the guys that we have that can really score it, like if you can go when the defense is not set and they can be at a disadvantage, like those guys are going to get more and more open shots the faster we play. And so I think it just makes things easier when we have 4 or 5 guys that can handle it rather than just having to outlet it to one.
Coach said Price has been shooting the cover.
Yeah, you want to be on Price's team at practice most days. The kid doesn't miss. He hit like 15 in a row today in our script stuff. Jeez, but he can score it.
How much do you think, when you talk about how the way you see the game as a coach, how much did the past few years of playing scout team and kind of viewing things from afar during games, how much did that develop that?
Yeah, it was huge for sure. And getting to, like, on a scout team, you're learning a team's plays in 2 days, and you're trying to execute them at the same level that they would in a game. And so you're learning terminology, you're learning all the different stuff. And so I think it makes you think faster, it makes you think critically. And yeah, I think that's definitely a huge part of where that came from, was the first couple of years.
How are you going to spend the next couple, months or whatever, you guys come back in the fall?
TBD. Yeah, not really sure. Volleyball will get rolling here, so probably will be around. Get to go watch some volleyball games. But go out, spend some time at the lake, and hang out with my family, and just kind of enjoy a little bit of downtime. So we'll have some guys hanging here. Some of them have to go to Europe to go home, so that's kind of a hard thing. So be around, hang out with those guys, and yeah, just kind of gear up for the next a lot of months. Because once it gets rolling, it doesn't stop. So we're excited about it. Thanks, guys.